Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hope everyone's weekend is going well so far. Today we're doing a bit more of a chill stream. Working on an ultimate Fortnite hide and seek map. Been working on this for a while. Let me not have double audio for myself here in the background. So I've been working on this for a while. Took a rather large break. By the way, good morning, Strong Muffin. Good morning, Stormy. Appreciate everyone joining me so early in the morning here. Been working on this for a while. Took a bit of a break. Coming back to it now. Looking to hopefully have it finished up soon. We'll be doing some hide and seek competitions on this as well. So the way it works is you'll spawn here on this island. You have... The way I'm going to queue it up originally is going to be specifically for a couple different streams that I have planned. And then I'm going to go around and change the controls a bit. Just so it's less opportunities for people to troll. So right now it'll be set up so one specific person will have a code. They can become the seeker. Everyone else becomes the hider. They have access to a number of different items and weapons they can purchase. Once they do, then they can go ahead and come over. They'll be teleported by the seeker. They have a little remote control that does it. You'll be teleported in, and you have chapter 1. This will be chapters 2 and 3, and then this will be chapter 4. I may combine 4 and 5 here, but I haven't decided yet. Let me get my chat figured out here. Not sure why it's not loading for me. There we go. All right. Beautiful. So yeah, this is what I'm working today. I'm just chilling. Answer any questions, chatting. Just having a chill time. So right now I got to go back and finish the chapter 2, chapter 3. Chapter 1 is done. I wanted to specifically be a bit of a mashup between several of the POIs. So of course you have Frenzy Fields, Greasy Grove, Retail Row, why am I blanking on this one? Risky Reels. And then you have, I think it's Lonely Lodge is back here. So yeah, all nice little mix up of chapter 1. Good morning, Shock. I'm going to totally fuck up your name. I screw up everyone's that gets on here. I'm so sorry. Welcome, though. Welcome. So for chapter 2/3, trying to meld in, obviously, the sand into the grass. Still working on smoothing that all out. But it goes like the Shark Island, and then that intros into Steamy Stacks with this. This little line here is not visible, actually, in-game, which is really nice. So it intros into Steamy Stacks, and then this goes into, I think it's Snobby Shores, I think is what this one is, with all the beach areas. And then over here is where I'm going to put some of more of the chapter 3 stuff with the floating little prefabs and stuff that I'm going to customize. Some of the interiors are left the same. Some of them are left as prefabs, but they're not going to be like, if you walk into this room, there's not very many places to hide, right? So I've been adding in, I'll show you back in chapter 1. So I've been adding in little fun setups for hiding. Obviously, this one's a little obvious, but the fun thing is there'll be different little things you can click on. They'll take you to different like hidden places. So it's really set up to be a lot of fun for both the seekers and the hiders. It's not as simple as just go hide in a spot. You have different items that you can purchase by surviving rounds. You'll have hidden little Easter eggs that you can activate that'll give you extra little powers. It'll take you into different places. I won't show you the secret hiding places because it'll be up to you guys to find when we do the competition. Yes, this is a hide and seek map. It's going to be an ultimate hide and seek map across 4 to 5 different chapters. Right now I have it set up for 4. I might add in chapter 5 as well. So it's set up like that with like a number of the buildings being like customized a bit to give you extra hiding spots and added different little Easter eggs and stuff. Same thing for the back of Risky Reels with different little crates added in. And then I think I'll just give you guys a little hint. I would look around for extra little spots around the Risky Reels area. I'll say that. Some fun little hidden Easter eggs over there. So here as well, we come over and we have like the desert area from chapter 3. I don't remember what this area was called. We have this worked in as well. And I've actually had it set up so you have this little underground area. So it comes up from the top of what is Steamy Stacks, comes into this little desert area, and there's a hole you can actually drop into. And then I'm having it set up so that it actually, this is a little cave, and it'll actually be like a broken, like you blew up this wall and then came in to the little like derby area, which then has an upstairs that the sand is kind of moved in on. I'm still adjusting all this as well. So yeah, a bit of a hefty project for sure. I should have started on data layers a lot sooner. At this point, though, I'm just going to make them at the end and drag them in and then adjust for memory as needed. Probably not the most efficient way, if I'm being completely honest with you, but that's the route I'm going to go with. Obviously, you have the Steamy Stacks little event here that shoots you up as well. One little complaint that I imagine some of you guys might also be able to connect with. Why the hell are the Steamy Stacks base pieces not in creative? This base piece here is in creative. The Steamy Stacks top is in creative. The things that they actually connect to in game, not in creative. Every single map that you see with a Steamy Stacks top piece like this had to go in and recreate their own connecting pieces. Almost all of them are different. I do not understand why. Why, if you're going to give us this whole prefab, they give you the base here, they give you the connecting pieces, like everything else, except for the little connectors here. These I just had to put in myself. Very annoying. But anyway, so we'll get back to this. I don't know how many of you guys are enjoyers of UEFN. How many of you guys use Fortnite Creative versus UEFN? But hopefully this stream is fun for you guys. First time I've done a UEFN stream. I usually create in my off time. I don't usually do these on stream. So trying something a little different here. Not using any of the terrain tool here, by the way, simply because I wanted to keep this predominantly based off of existing pieces that are in the game, especially because in chapters 1 through 3 we didn't have any of the terrain tools yet, so it wouldn't make sense to use any terrain tools. It was all based off of on these, and then because of that I probably also won't do it on the chapter 4 through 5 map. It just makes things a lot easier. Also, using the terrain tool takes up a lot of memory, and I'm already going to be pushing my memory like crazy here. A fun little Easter egg that'll be here as well. Again, I won't spoil it, but if you find your way into this cave, there'll be a little dice roll game that you can try out. If you win, you get a little prize. If you lose, I haven't decided if I really want to just end up having it eliminate you. I'll give a little warning message, or if I wanted to just I don't know, kick you out. I want to have a couple little hidden things that are like really punishing if you decide to press your luck on it. So, but yeah, I got to do an exploded wall here. So let's see. Hello? There's nothing popping up. There we go. I'm trying to be somewhat on point with what I use for prefabs, or for pieces to match the chapters. I'm not sticking to it like heavily, just because, you know, if I have a cool idea, I don't want to be locked to just what was in the chapter. But I try my best to make it blend in. It's always tough when you have something that you're trying. Maybe, yeah, let's do broken. I can spell. Something like that would do well. obviously, yeah, because the problem is going to be that it's not going to match this. We did kind of just like a pile of bricks. Might be a better route. See what this looks like. You know, we could cheat this actually. Do I want to go that route? Yeah, why not, right? Hello? Why UEFN to work? What am I snapping on? I do. Get that fucking shit out of here. So... we'll have it... How's everyone liking the Star Wars season currently, by the way? As y'all can imagine, I'm not a huge fan. But I know some other people out there are huge Star Wars fans. It's not to say I'm not a Star Wars fan. I think I've said it enough before where, you know, I have played several Star Wars games. I've watched all the movies. I'm a huge fan of KOTOR. I have several of the comics. I just don't like the main universe. I feel like it's too watered down, too predictable. Their extended universe is a lot more thought out, in my opinion. This looks terrible, though. I think we just go the brick route. We'll do this so it's not. Watch me still get tagged for this. There we go. Do anything with... The Chainsmokers are not copyright free. I hate when you... I feel like it's a trap every time. We'll see. I might just take the whole fucking string down afterwards. Every time I try to find copyright music, even if it's literally like marked as public domain, I get tagged for it. It's so annoying. How long have you been working on this? Really hard to say, to be completely honest with you, because I've gone back and forth from it so many times. I'd say if you were going to rack it all up into like one consistent like loop, I would say only like a couple days. But I mean, just to get the idea down and figure out how I wanted it to work took longer, obviously. A lot of doing tiny things, deleting them, doing tiny things, deleting them. But once I figured out what I actually wanted, and started like putting it in place, only a couple days, but again, across several days of like working on it for 30 minutes and then stopping, working on it for an hour and stopping. Once I get in the groove and I really like know exactly what I want, it's a lot easier. For this whole chapter 1, all I did is I just pulled up like photos like of each POI, and I tried to like just visualize it on like a smaller scale, and then it was pretty easy to identify like where was going to be my connecting point to the other POIs. I originally had this whole starting island on here. Like each island was going to have its own like starting area point. And so none of Frenzy Fields was here. The starting area was here, and then this would teleport to another one on the other islands. It was just taking up too much space on the individual discs, so it made more sense to just put them over here, and then the Seeker can just teleport everyone back when it's done. But also when you die, you come back here anyway. And then you chill here and wait for everyone else. That way, losing in the hide and seek doesn't take you out immediately. It's about tracking the score. If you survived, you get more points, obviously. So I didn't want it to be so like, oh, you get down to the end, there's only like 2 people. I want everyone to be able to compete the whole time through. Just locks you in more. So, all right, back to figuring out this damn wall. Y'all let me know if the music's too loud, by the way. Hopefully it's not. How about just something... This is definitely not from this season, but... What if something just simpler? That might work. Oh, I really hate when those points are off. How do I do this again? There you go. Yeah, a lot of the midpoints for any of these like partial pieces that are like modeled off of full, like in this case a full wall, they don't have great midpoints because they're based off of a midpoint from a full wall. So it's a little weird. I don't want it to be that thin, but I don't want that to be peeking out. Damn. You'll always catch me in the morning when I sound like a pirate. A nice sea air. I'm still peeking through a little bit. I wonder... Turn this off. This is really what takes up most of my time, is I'm just very particular about trying my best to hide little imperfections like that's part of the wall. But yeah, little imperfections like this, so that they're not distracting at all. I mean, to be completely honest, most players wouldn't give 2 shits about it, but I do, so it kind of like bugs me. This music is very, I'll tell you, a motivational speech over top of shots of nature. Have you tried the texture data? No. I'm not familiar with what that is. I'll be really honest with you, there's always still a bunch of tools that I have not worked with. So I'm always up for learning more. Always up for learning more. This is going to be part of the cave. For now, we're just going to pop this up here. Okay. Beautiful. Actually, I didn't even need to do that because I forgot these are just... was there a reason I didn't do that? No, should be fine. It's covered there. That's the other shitty part is my memory's terrible. So I'll sometimes solve a problem and then forget what my solution was. Come back and be like, "This looks ridiculous. Why did I do this?" And then I change it. I'm like, "That's why. That's why." When you select the wall, there's a setting called texture data where you can copy the textures from other walls and paste them. That might work. The problem is that the way that the texture data is set up, I would imagine. So this is the only piece of the texture that I would want to replace. I want to keep this. So if I simply took this texture data and pasted it on this, it's going to color all this rebar. It's going to cover all this concrete. If that assumption is wrong, let me know. But that would what I would imagine would be the case. So let's do we like this one? Yeah, this works. Actually, I don't like the I think this is one I decided not to use because this is not part of the season. Yeah, you can see the huge difference in textures there. What is this? Desert large rock. Yeah. Okay, what is this one? Desert medium. I would recommend trying the settings out. They sometimes do behave a bit differently depending on the wall mesh. Okay, I'll check it out later for sure. I think I can probably copy this and then turn it around. What am I? Guess that is. Why it's not? Why it's not changing it? All right. This might not be the piece for it. It's kind of an awkward size. I'm also going to take this. I'll just take and move it over here. Oh, you know what might work? I forgot about these little pieces that I was using before. Let's take this. Well, I could do. We can figure out covering it up. We just need to cover this spot here. This is some wildly epic music. We just finally sealed the demon away, guys. That's what this music is giving right now. We finally sealed them away. We had to give up our own souls to do it. But the demon is gone. R.I.P. And then we can go through and we can texture this wall with some rocks to match all this. And I am happy with that. And then we'll cover this corner up as well with other rocks. It's actually nice going back to doing a map where I'm not sculpting anything. I'm not creating like custom models for anything. It's nice to actually make something with just pre-existing materials for once. I mean, except for once. I've done it before, but once we've got sculpting and all that, it's just a lot of fun to go in and make your own stuff. So I've mostly been doing that. So yeah, it's nice to come back to this. Make sure it's not peeking on the inside. Now he's got to think what's going to be. You don't want to create anything that's too cheeky of a hiding spot, and it's going to just be a problem. Looks good. Covers that up. And grab our little cactus over here. And you know what we can also do? We can just take another variant of this. Okay, I gotta change this music track. This is wild. There we go. And how low? We just need to have it. That'd be funny. But no, we gotta scooch. Well, actually, we can just do this. I gotta even this out. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. I forgot you guys can't see my cursor either. I have that turned off. Let me change that. There we go. Yeah. Welcome, Pato. Glad you woke up in time to catch the stream. Smaller stream today. Not a lot of people loving UEFN, but I knew it would be a niche one today. I honestly just wanted an excuse to, I don't know what version I'm on, fuck. I think 7. I wanted an excuse to work on this map again. By the way, update on the video. Originally, the goal was to have the video out Thursday, and then it got pushed back to Friday. and it got pushed back to Saturday. And then I said to myself, "Oh, I'll just stay up late last night, and I'll have it ready so that I can publish it after the stream." Surprise! It's still not done. I'm just again really want it to be solid before I put it out. Want to make sure everything's illustrated well, and it's not there yet. So, ideally, the one after this will be a bit of a faster turnaround. I do it to myself, but it is what it is. I'm gonna want it to be solid. Which rock is this? That's that one. It's the same one as outside. I'm gonna steal this. Where is it? There we go. God, so annoying. That should change it. I always thought that worked for that as well. I feel like it used to. Maybe I'm just crazy. Now this is like church music. What is this playlist? This is supposed to be apparently gladiator music. That works. And then I can put another rock something here to fill this gap. Maybe another bush, because then that can be a hiding spot. And then I need another rock to put there. Spinner. Spin that rock. We'll just extend this. Make sure I didn't fuck up anything. No. We're good. I think that looks cool. What do you guys think? I'll put some bricks down here. Get out of this. They need more, like, debris stuff. That was chapter 2 stuff. I don't know that anyone's really gonna care that much, but it doesn't really. I want different debris. Like this would be fine. Doesn't quite match. Honestly, these bricks look like books. I really don't like those. And like this is maybe it's still a bit dark. Like it doesn't match either. The stupid thing is like this photo looks a lot more gray than this. I don't understand. Always a bit. It's a large pile of debris. Jesus. But we can make that much smaller, and it might actually work. Yeah, that looks good. We can't stretch it. That looks a little shitty if we stretch it. I don't mean to do that. Let's kind of tuck it off into the corner here. That way you can still get by. Don't want anything being glitchy when you're walking over it. Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. Okay. I think we're good on this little connector. I think I need to move some shit around though, if this is going to be set up like this. So we will move this back here. Okay. And I think this being here is fine. I think actually no, because this the whole point of this was to be like a barrier to like the bathtub thing. Okay. I think that's good. Because what I imagine it to be is like you're running up here and you're trying to run away. You can pop down this little hole. It's not super noticeable that it's here. Obviously, once you play the map, you'll get used to it. But you pop down this little hole here, and then you can either go out this way or you can go back in here. I need chill music. This is chill enough, sure. Yeah, I just want those little routes so you can juke people out that are searching, you know. Just comes with the prefab, I guess. All right, so I think that's enough time spent focusing on this desert section. Maybe I'll fill in this really quick. Fills it in enough without like removing that as an option for a cheeky hiding space, but that needs to be, you know, fucking touching the ground. There we go. I think we can then... That looks goofy as fuck. I think with 2 Swaros. And then... There we go. I like that. There's a nice little small hiding spot in there. Alright. Okay. Now what I was working on before as well is getting the rest of these barriers in place. This is UEFN. This is Fortnite. So this is what I'm building. If you just tuned in, you haven't seen the zoom out of it. This is Fortnite UEFN, which is kind of redundant to put the Fortnite behind it, but it's Unreal Engine for Fortnite. So building an ultimate hide and seek map based on each of the different chapters. So it's definitely Fortnite. It's just not doing creative map reviews today. Working on my own map that we're going to be doing a hide and seek competition in for a future video. So that'll be a lot of fun. I gotta find a different playlist. I don't want the action music. Jeez. There we go. This music's better. Oh, so did I just use the... No, I have regular pieces. I can delete that. Nope. I can delete this. Oh, am I just using corner pieces the entire time? I guess, I mean, if it works. Because when you rotate them, it's not like you really can tell. Oh. Weird. I'm really ready for summer again, guys. I thought we were starting to warm up a little bit, and I was ready for the beach. And then we got like one day in the 70s. And then it's immediately been back in the like high 50s, low 60s. We're starting to warm up a little bit again. We're doing mid 60s. But it is also raining like every single freaking day. But it's Washington, so gotta be used to it a little bit. You know, I can make my life a lot easier here. I'll select that one. Beautiful. Now, I'm doing all this, but I'll need to come up with something else to fill this side. The Seeker will also have their own set of gadgets that they can use to help find people. So they'll have scanners and various other devices to help eliminate people, and they will also have to pay for it. They have a limited budget, so again, just I want it to be more than just a regular hide and seek map. Wanted some fun theming that was nostalgic in a way, and then also gave people a chance to try something new. I think we just grab boom, boom, boom. Just extend this one a little bit. Boom. All right. So that's all closed off. I was considering, because this is supposed to be snobby shores with the beach and everything, you have the water around here from Steamy Stacks, which I went with this water because it matched better with the entrance of this. I didn't want to go with the pink water that they normally have in it. Wouldn't be a bad choice, but I like this better. And again, it goes well with snobby shores. But I was considering doing like a beach back here, and then I could put stuff in the water. So that might be an option as well. And of course, I've got to fill out this area as well, because we have all the little floating islands that are going to be over here. Which, boy, do they take up a lot of space, by the way. Memory-wise. So, yeah. I worked myself into a tight corner with this one a little bit, only because I made this one a bit bigger than the Chapter 1 map. Like, if I go over top, you can see. Like, this is a bit bigger than the Chapter 1 map. But I wanted to give more room to add in some larger POIs and do more with it. I don't think it's going to be too big for a hide and seek, especially because everyone will have different tools and stuff to be able to, when they're seeking. And I'll need to put some stuff in here as well. And I'll delete the garage doors, and I can probably just do that right now. Didn't know those were 3 different pieces for that. Boom. That door there is still fine. So what do we think here? Let's focus on this section. So let's go to, what is this? Prefab. Airborne. Oh, man. I'm so fucking sick of sitting in this chair. Let's do it this way. Give me prefabs. They're not called... What's the prefab called? Cloudy condos. It's nice. Okay. Why you're not using grid snap? I hate grid snap. That's why. Also, there's not going to be any building on this, so grid snap isn't as important. But I find grid snap to be really freaking annoying. So I personally rarely use it. I like the idea of this one being slightly higher than the other one, but like that you could get a running start and still make it on it. If I line it up kind of like that, get a running start and jump up there. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Grid snap is also really annoying when you're doing something where oftentimes I need to configure stuff. Again, I'm working on a circle, so it's also very difficult on a circle to work with grid snap when I want it to really work within the confines of that, and I'm adjusting a lot to accommodate for it and kind of puzzle piecing everything together. I just prefer to not use it. That is cool. Okay. But there's a couple of these bottom pieces. Do I remove them? Let's just do this. Do I know when my creator code will be out? I'll have to double check for when my time limit is up. If y'all don't know the story, I submitted for it, got accepted, just had to I think verify my email or something, just some real stupid thing. But I didn't realize I had a time limit for it, and so I got busy with other shit, and they were like, well, you didn't do it in enough time, so now you have to wait 2 months. I want to say that was about a month ago, maybe a month and a half, so I should be coming up on it. Fingers crossed. I'll double check on that probably later today. These stupid things is what I wanted to delete. Actually, I deleted them from the bottom of these ones, so yeah. You just didn't like the look of them. Also, update for you guys, for the few people that are here. If you are interested in doing the map jam, we are going to be having another map jam next month in June. I'm going to be doing this one a little bit different. The rules will be changing a bit. I just want to make sure it's fair across the board for everyone. I want to make sure everything's super clear. The prompt will be a little less restricting. I still want it to be, kind of the whole point of a map jam is you have a very specific prompt, right? If I just said make a map, that would be pretty boring. So it will still be slightly restricted, but it won't be as restricting as a stealth-based search and destroy, right? I thought it was a fun idea, but I don't think we're gonna need that this time. With that being said, that will come out. It will be announcing that likely. I'll put an announcement that it's for the release of the info probably next week of like the exact date when the map jam will be announced, like with the details and everything. This time around, you're going to have 3 weeks to work on it. And the way it's going to go is we'll actually have 2 weeks to start, and then if you want additional feedback before you add any final touches, you'll be able to submit your map for a quick review. Either submit it as a code, submit it as a video, submit just questions to get input before submitting the final map a week later. So I know some people had struggles getting feedback last time. I'm trying to avoid that this time. If you don't have playtesters, that's not going to be a huge deal. We'll be able to work around it. Do I want to close those off or not? I kind of do. Let's hope my PC doesn't break again when the next map jam is going on. Fingers crossed for you, man. Fingers crossed. That was very unfortunate. I heard a number of people having issues. I think just some of these recent updates with Fortnite have really screwed with people's maps. I heard other people online posting about it. I know How To Boss was having issues because he wanted to put out he was making a Walking Dead map, and they delayed the update, and then like something broke, and it was just, yeah. So feel free, guys. Definitely a pain in the butt, but yeah, hopefully no issues this time. All right, so I like that. I'll come back and work on the interior later. Yeah, I think that's a fun little addition. And I do really like the balloons on top. I know these ones didn't have it. Now, are these the ones that launch you up? These are the ones that launch you up. That might be a bit of a mistake. I don't think I'm going to put those on. As soon as you put on those, it's just too much rotation. Like, there's already a jump pad here. Is there another one on this one? I could put one on there. So there. So they each have jump pads, and then you also have the rotation from here. I don't want to make it too easy as a hider to escape. Then it's just really annoying for the seeker. So, but I do want some options. I mean, ultimately the seeker's going to have a gun. So even if you jump on these launch pads, they can shoot you out of the air. You're almost more of a sitting duck if they see you do it. So, okay. Yeah, part of me wants to make the rest of this, like, not this side. I'll do something else with this side. But then I kind of want to make the rest of this like a proper beach, because you start off with the shark head, right? So it'd be kind of fun to make. What do y'all think? Make this side section, so like here all the way around here, all beach. I'm not gonna make it just water, so it's not gonna be just water. So this will be a beach, and then there'll be water out here, but they'll put like, there'll be a pier, there'll be some like little floating areas that you can get to. I kind of like that idea. It does make it. I think that could be fun. I think it could be fun. Let's give it a go, shall we? I've also started finding it a lot of fun. God, I don't know why I keep doing that to myself. I do find it a lot of fun now. again, not working with custom models, in that I can make my own little come up with little ways of filling in gaps, and it's actually been a lot of fun to experiment and figure out what works best. A beach would be cool. Okay, I'm gonna give that a shot. Oh, that's so annoying because like part of that slope is right there, so I'll have to scoot this over. That's the only problem I've had with these. I don't know what to call them. It's like it's the little dune pieces, but they adjust. Like the textures on them will adjust to size, which is really nice. Excuse me. But they're really hard to line up with each other once you've adjusted anything. Yeah, and then when you spawn in, I can put a little platform here. Yeah, I'll figure that out next. So everyone spawns in, and then they all get plopped in the same spot, and then they can run out to hide. I was going to set it up, I think I'll probably still will, set it up so that you press the button, all the hiders get teleported to whatever chapter you're doing next. I think I actually switched away from that. I think I have. Yeah, so I have these. So you have each of the portals to each of the areas, and then the Seeker can activate them for people to go through. So it'll be, they'll be signs. So chapter 1, chapters 2 through 3, and then 4. And you'll be able to just go through them, and then it all plops you into one area. But I want it so that the Seeker has like a time limit. So they can't just immediately go in after the hiders and just start shooting people. I'll make that change once it's like an official released map, because again, I'm going to hold it back for a bit so that we can do a couple videos with it, because I'm having specific changes so that it works well for streaming and people aren't going to troll, because I won't be able to, hopefully won't be the only one using this. I have some other plans in mind. So once we get those streams out of the way, then I'll make it public, and I'll make it easier for the general public to use. Okay. Did I get rid of the stairs entirely? I think we get rid of the stairs. Now, does this work height-wise to just go right underneath this? Please? Hell yeah. That's freaking amazing. There we go. I feel like I have not fully gotten over being sick. And it's wild, because it's been weeks, but I have talked to a couple other people that were sick with me as well, like 2 months ago, or more, back in February, and still feeling that cough, man. Don't get sick. Don't leave your house. I feel like I need to do a bit of this to like even it out, so it's not, yeah, that's better. And then I think that's not what I meant to do. I think you take this. That's good. And then you just a little, well, that works because you're not going to see. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, and then I can go over. Where is it? We'll grab this. Put this here. Let's arrange at the end here. Okay. Go. That way it's a little slope. So the water will start up here, and then you have a little slope down, so that by the time you're walking and you get out to like here, you're swimming now. It'll automatically like swap to swimming. You can walk along here. So that's good. These gaps are going to be covered up here in a minute. I could make this a beach, and then I could make this deeper water. That way we're not running into a weird corner situation. Like I can round this off over here. I think I like that idea. Which really means, if I want to be smart about this, we don't do grass. We do sand. I thought they had one of these giant modular ones for sand. I guess not. This looks terrible, though. Because it's not the same sand. So I think here is where the texture stuff you mentioned might be nice. So how do you do that, Strong Muffin? So if I select this. I don't know how to do the texture layers. I'll come back to that. But yeah, if we just make all this sand, save my fucking ass a lot of time. Specifically, I want it to be this exact sand. And then we should be good. Stormy, come tell me how to do it. In the meantime, we will... That's the other weird thing, though, because if we make this a beach... we do have to determine where the water level is actually going to be. Because... I really have it set up to be low. want it to be that water. Am I crazy? Oh, I just used the regular shit. Okay. That's fine. It sucks that you can't make a cylinder of water. Because I'm like, that's really what I need. I need a cylinder of water. How to do this? Let's Google. You could do it in what's the word I'm looking for? The visual effects thing in here, whose name I cannot think of. Anyway, I think I could probably do it with that. Yeah, I'm gonna hide some of the edges with props for sure. But what I'm realizing now is it would be better, instead of having this like cube of water, is if I had a cylinder of water. Cylinder water, because this part's not going to be underwater, so cylinder water would not work. The beach idea is now. I really need like, yeah, that would be weird because I would need like a partial circle, so it would need to at least end here. And I'm like, how do I end the? And you see why, as soon as I stump myself with details, the whole process slows down. Slows way down. Adding a bunch of water also takes up a crap load of memory. I'm gonna scrap that for now. We know we want this to be not by water. So if we know we want this. Is this visible anywhere? I'm gonna hide this wall. I'll just boom. Ta-da. There you go. So then it doesn't matter. Right? Does it matter for anything else? No. And I'll cover that up. This needs to change. And that won't matter. I'll cover that up. That's perfect. Okay, double check that this hasn't fucked up anything here. Nope. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so that's all extended. And I can put something else here. Let's look at Snobby Shores again. Was it Snobby Shores? Let me... Oh, it's Sweaty Sands. This is not Snobby Shores. Sweaty Sands. Duh. Okay. You know, we do have this... They have a pool area. And... I'll need to rework the whole garage, because obviously we won't need a garage here. So we'll rework all of that as well. But a pool area here would be nice. So we're actually going to take this. Let's go up here. Boop. Boop. Pool table. Swimming pool. Okay, so we build it and then toss that in. But what is... I was hoping pool no water. Okay. I can make that work. Put that there for now. Let's look. Okay. Go. Right, needs to be slightly taller. There we go. So that, and I think we make it fairly small. Is this the corner we need? Yes. Always trips me up when I go to click on the movement device and it doesn't quite click, and so it just spins me around. Great way to make me motion sick. I think I can actually just do. Beautiful. just need to align them. Was it? Okay. So we have that. Just leave it. Just leave it against that. This garage door being here really annoys me. I'm gonna remove it. I was gonna remove it later, but now I'm just gonna remove it immediately. Because it's using... No, why is it not... It's not using the proper... reference point for that for some reason. So, all right. Does the pool idea work here? I think so. And it's going to need some adjustments, but I think it'll work. So whoever asked before how long did it take me to do this so far, I said 2 days if you like add it all up. I think that was probably a complete lie, judging by how long I take just trying to do the tiny little adjustments, because I don't like any seams. Okay. Alrighty. And then we have the diving board. I think we'll put like... It's got to be like a way that this transitions better. So I'll probably put some additional flooring or something here. I wanted this to look intentionally like it's got overtaken by sand. So I'm going to change a bunch of the benches here and make it look like they've actually got knocked over and improperly buried. So that'll be adjusted. And then this area still here looks really freaking cool. Okay. Pool. Is this the proper... feel this isn't swimming water, but I could put that and then put water below it because I can't change the height of this. Yeah. I don't feel like if I left it as is, you'd be able to swim in it. So I think this is like a top texture. Literally never used it before. So put that there, and then we'll get the regular water from here. Literally just grab it from here. Boop. This water, I know you can swim in. So this looks more like a pool than this water. Obviously, this doesn't look like this either when you actually get in the real game because it has a whole different texture. Excuse me, why can't I make that smaller? Oh, boy. I know I should be able to because I did it with this. God. Taking a break from UEFN and coming back really makes me feel like I have not spent enough time in UEFN. Took a break, came back, feel like an idiot. Alright. We'll leave that for now. Well, we'll want... Give me... Pool stairs? Those are... those are kind of cool, actually. And we'll definitely need to work on making these edges smoother. Okay. So we need the flooring. This exact flooring. It's so tough because from the thumbnail it looks very similar, and then you pull it out and it's not even fucking close. Even on the bottom, no. Okay, other option, we cheat it. It doesn't matter what's under there. So we take this, turn this around. We pull it out here. This will just all need to get moved over slightly. But yeah, that totally works. Back in the good old days of creative, well, this is all people could do because we didn't have textures that you could put on shit. You just had to jerry rig shit, you know? Okay, we'll select one of these other pieces last. We'll select that one last. Ugh. As soon as I start getting locked in on this kind of stuff, I feel myself start to curl shoulders inward. Become a little gremlin. Okay. That looks good, and then we'll knock out this wall, and this will be a door. So this will not be a garage anymore. We'll remove the cars. We'll make this into, like, it'll be a party room or some shit. So we'll redo this whole thing later. I'll just remove all that so I know to come back. We'll delete all that as well. Alright. So I think this concept is in a good spot. I think I can just honestly take some of this sidewalk. How does that not line up? Did I extend that piece? I must have extended that piece. So oh yeah, I definitely extended that a bit. Okay. And then I can probably because I want this closer, so I will probably have to extend this again as well. Not a huge deal. Alright, so that lines up there. That is beautiful. Okay. And then we just do that one more time. Ta-da! I think we don't even need that. I think we can leave it like it is. We'll have a railing. And then we'll cover this up as well. Yeah. All right, let's go back to pool. Let's see what other fun stuffs. Go up. Thank you. Beautiful. Paradise Palms Hotel Pool. Paradise Palms is chapter 2, right? Obviously, it's a terrible place to put this, but let me put it over here just so I can take a look at it. Okay. I do like this setup. The pool's way too big for what I have for this section. But I like the tiny pool. Yeah. I can take some ideas from this though. This is nice. Kind of think it's funny if I put a kiddie pool next to the regular pool. We'll put some stairs, or some ladders, sorry. There you go. Alright, so that's good. We wanted one of these lifeguard chairs. It's such a tiny pool for a lifeguard thing. It's a little funny. But I will put it there. Pool rules. Ugh. There you go. Does it? It's one of the ones where it has different instances. If I move it around. God, why? No, it doesn't. Why? Interesting. It doesn't have all the rules on it. Let's see if it has. Yeah, it doesn't have other. Doesn't have other versions, so. All right. What else do I want to include here? Because it's all little things here. But we can do a bit more. We can do an icebox. It's a stereo. That's not right. What do they call it though? Ice machine. This is the one I'm looking for. Okay. Beautiful there. I think we fence this off. I think we make it like. Is there another way to get to the? There is. Okay. So you can go through here, go through the back office, go into here, and then this will be the party area. Like a little disco thing down here. Okay. So yeah, I think it's fine then to fence this off. Ooh, I think they have fences on this one. And they do these little walls. I'm not opposed to these little walls. And then use this. Oh my god, they just use... This is just 2 flooring pieces on top of a door frame. That's what they actually use in the in their prefab. That's wild. So simple. And then it's this. Yeah. Damn. It's funny. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we need an entrance, it works. And it's part of chapter 2. Oh, but I hate it in this, actually. Yeah. Doesn't really work in this, but I can make something work with it. Because I really just need this. And I need one of these walls. Yoink. Make it so short. Okay, I'll try. I feel like I needed it to go a little higher. Okay. Problem I'm gonna have though is this little section here. I'm gonna wrap up stream here soon though, guys. Hope y'all have enjoyed this little UEFN chill stream. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but you know, it's nice to just chill and edit sometimes, and hope y'all have found it enjoyable. If not, we'll be back next week with a regular Fortnite creative stream. So nothing to worry about there. It's always interesting to see how they join their walls, and if it's something they even try to hide, and they never do. I always find it's just these kind of corners. All right, we have our little pool area. They'll connect into there. I feel like this would actually be better here in the corner. Okay. And then we'll need to fill in some areas over here with some props later to actually make sure there's some good hiding spaces over here. But I like where it's at so far. Okay. You know what I could do as well that wouldn't actually match this? Just do that. No. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Do I put one more? No. I think leaving it like that is good. And then you know what? I kind of feel like vending machines. You ever feel like a vending machine, guys? Beautiful. I think that's the only one that works for this chapter. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Then we'll add a door in here. The garage door might even work well if I put it back. My little industrial like entrance to this, and I can obviously adjust a lot of this we won't want. That's all part of one wall. Yeah. We'll see. But it needs to be reworked so it doesn't look like a garage anymore. Yeah. To redo the flooring and everything. Like I said, it's not as simple as just popping the prefabs down. They always take a little bit of work if they're going to match your theme. So. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little sneak peek on what I'm working on. Obviously, it's a bit of a slow process. A lot of tiny details. But hopefully it'll be out sooner than later. So, again, once it's out, we'll be doing a little hide-and-seek competition. Hope you guys tune in for that. Hope you guys sign up for that. I'll let you guys know as soon as it's ready, obviously. Until then, you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will see you back on next Sunday. And then hopefully the new video will be out here soon. So, all right. Appreciate it, guys. I'll see you on the next one.